Alright people, so I'm here with your Raw review. The show, once again, was not a good episode. I did think there was more good shit on this episode than there has been in previous episodes, but I mean, overall it still wasn't a good show. So we get the show started off with the Authority coming out. Oh wow, Triple H is back. Who the fuck cares? Nobody even was reacting in the audience. It's just more of the same shit. Kane and Seth bickering back and forth at each other. Nothing really too exciting here or anything like that. I guess it was alright there when Noble kind of got up in Triple H's face. It was kind of funny, but, I mean, it was alright, I guess. And then, then they make the matches or whatever. I mean, at least they're doing something with Kane and whatever. At least it's like you're kind of wondering, at least they've created something. Like, there's a lot of ways they can go from the Fatal 4-Way, but it's been a lot of the same shit, with, Kane and Seth, like, arguing back and forth. Oh, and then they're on the same team. Now they're against each other. It's like, it's confusing, and it's the same old shit, every week it seems like for, like, the past few weeks or month. So, yeah. The start of the show wasn't horrible, but I thought it was below average. Then Ambrose defeats J&J. I thought this actually wasn't too bad. There was some decent moves in here, like that clothesline over the, where Ambrose clotheslined him over the announce table. I thought there wasn't any, like, slow spots in this match where there was, like, any rest holds or anything like that. I still thought there was, like, a lack of good moves in this match, and yeah, but I'll give it 2 out of 5 stars. It was far from a shitty match, but I still thought it lacked, I still thought it needed a few more good moves to be considered a good match. But, it could have been a lot worse. So, I mean, overall, it wasn't horrible here. I guess mediocre, if you want to call it that. Mediocre, from what I've learned, the definition is, below average to average. It's like between bad. It's between average and fucking shitty or whatever, It's like mediocre would be from, like, in my opinion, 1.75 to 2.5 stars, I guess. I don't fucking know, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't horrible. Then Barrett defeats Ziggler in just a shitty match. I mean, not much action here. Like, they fucking started the match off, I believe, then went right to commercial, and then they come back and finish off a few minutes. So, like, it had to be, like, almost half the match took place on commercial. That was pretty stupid. So, yeah, not much action here. Just typical moves. Sheamus distracts, so nothing special there with the distraction. And then Sheamus, after the match, hits a bro kick. Again, just, very typical fucking match here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing exciting, unique, or nothing to spice it up. Just very fucking typical. So I'll give this one 0.75 out of 5 stars. Then Rowan defeats Fandango, and I think they said it was like 38 seconds or something like that. Just stupid and shitty, I thought. Harper hits a clothesline after the match. Just, again, just a jobber match that didn't have anything special or anything special about it. It was just stupid. So I'll give this one a 0.5 star out of 5. Then Neville and Cena ends in DQ, and I actually liked it. Wow, I actually liked something on the show. Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a very good quality match here. I'll give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely some good moves in here, and the thing I liked about it is that they didn't fucking bury Neville. They didn't have Cena, just come out there and, beat the shit out of Neville like they did last week with Zayn. At least it ended in DQ, and at least it ended, too, with Neville hitting his finisher. So you got, it ended with Neville on top. So that was good. I actually really enjoyed, I'm going to give it 3.75 out of 5 stars. Since they kind of, actually elevated Neville over Cena a little bit. Because Neville, again, he hit his finisher at, at the last part of the match there. So I mean, I thought they handled this pretty well here. So yeah, I mean, there was definitely a good amount of good moves in this match. Enjoyable action, So yeah, I mean, I want to see more of these fucking matches on Raw every week, but, instead we just see boring matches like Kane and fucking Roman Reigns, Randy Orton. Oh, and that does bring me, to two of those people right here. How convenient. We had Kane and Roman just coming down and, brawling. I thought it was all right. I guess. I mean, the spear on the table was okay. A decent spot there, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't okay. Maybe it was more again like mediocre, but. It was definitely better than seeing a boring 5-10 minute match between these two horrible wrestlers. So, I mean, I was happy that I didn't have to see a match. I mean, the spear on the table was a decent move right there, but I mean, the brawl wasn't anything like special or anything like that. But it wasn't shitty, but I mean, it was, again, somewhere between shitty and average. Whatever. Then we have Tamina defeating Brie Bella in just a stupid throwaway, wasteful match. Who cares about the Divas division? I mean, Tamina's ugly as fuck. I don't even know why the hell she's back in the Divas division. Get the fuck out of here. Why isn't Natalia in the fucking wrestling? I mean, she's fucking one of the best wrestlers in that division, yet you got fucking Tamina in there. Fucking ugly as fuck. All she does is a fucking super kick, and everybody does a fucking super kick. It's nothing special. So yeah, I mean, this match sucked. 0 out of 5 stars. And then we have Sandow and Axel doing some weird ass shit with, Axel's Hogan, Sandow's Macho Man. And it just feels very weird having jobbers imitate two of the biggest stars in wrestling history. So then, the Ascension come down and, Sandow and Axel beat him up, or mostly Sandow beats him up. It just felt very fucking weird. Like, what the fuck is this? I mean, you get two jobbers imitating two of the biggest stars of all time. Sandow is a total fucking waste. You spent fucking months on him, putting him with Miz and, propping him up, giving him tag championships. And look at him now, fucking jobbing, a fucking jobber teamed up with Curtis fucking Axel, who's another fucking jobber. When's the last time Curtis Axel's won a fucking match? So, I mean, it's just stupid to see this, You see a good match like Neville versus Cena, and then you see this bullshit, it just pisses you off. It's just stupid. And, in Sandow, he's right back to where he was fucking 6 months or 8 months ago, imitating people. So he's gotten nowhere. It's just stupid, Then we have Bryan coming out to cut his promo there, update us on his health. And this is a thing that you can't really give a rating or whatever, because he's just relaying information, whatever. So he pretty much says it's undefined, or, it's unknown the severity of the injury. He relinquishes the IC belt. I mean, who the fuck cares about the IC belt? It's a piece of shit anyway, for the most part. I guess Bryan did put a little prestige back in it when he won it, but still, I mean, he didn't do anything significant with it. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good for Bryan, but we'll see. So, yeah, well, Bryan, pretty much says he's uncertain about his future, so we'll have to see about that. Cesaro defeats Big E, and actually a quality match here, thanks to Cesaro. I was watching this, and Cesaro was doing a lot of fucking cool moves in this match. So yeah, I mean, Cesaro basically carried this match, carried Big E to a good quality match here. I'm going to give this one 3.5 out of 5 stars. And actually Cesaro wins, which is actually a good thing. Cesaro, one of, the top wrestlers in this company, actually picks up a victory. Thank God. Fucking that New Day fucking sucks. And people, when I say New Day fucking sucks, people are going to be like, they're good heels, you're saying they suck. I'm fucking saying they suck because they have a retarded ass gimmick. Being annoying is not being a good heel, alright? That's not fucking, I could go out there and be annoying. I could go out there and take that fucking vuvuzela or whatever the fuck it's called that they have at those soccer games and, do it for 10 fucking minutes and people will start booing. Does that mean I'm a good heel? No, it means I'm fucking annoying and shitty and I have no talent. Then Bray Wyatt cuts a promo, just more of the same shit, he's talking about, You know, this is what I don't get. He says Ryback is in his way. What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean he's in his way? In Wyatt's way of what? What's he trying to accomplish here? And if he's trying to accomplish something big, how is Ryback in his way when Ryback's a fucking jobber? You know, it just makes no sense to me. Ryback's in my way, so I have to attack him and get rid of him. How is he in your way? So then you have Ryback coming out there, a little 30-second brawl. Ryback hits his, meat hook clothesline, bullshit like that. Right? And just a typical fucking segment here. It was shitty, it was boring, and it was frustrating to me, to see another shitty-ass segment. Then Orton and Rollins, of course, ends in a disqualification. Another match ending in a DQ here. Seemed like we had a lot of those today. At least 2 I counted. Whatever though. It seems like a lot of matches fucking end in DQ nowadays. I don't know if that's me, but I don't know. But the match, for the most part, was boring. A few decent moves in there. I remember, Rollins had a good counter to the backbreaker there. But not a good match. I'm going to give it 1 out of 5 stars. And did you notice? It was the same fucking ending as last week. The same fucking ending. The 4 guys are in the ring. Rollins gets fucking his ass kicked again, of course. First guy down, And then Ambrose finishes on top, which I believe he did last week too. So once again, Rollins fucking, even with his security guys, is beaten up. 3 finishers on him. Fucking left line there like a piece of fucking useless shit. And then you have Kane coming out there, in his fucking dress pants coming out there. Grabs a steel chair and stands there. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? What the fuck is the point of that? What's the point? I don't fucking know what the point of that was. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. Fucking Kane. So, yeah, it just frustrates me how every fucking week the champion is getting beat down. That makes no fucking sense, does it? No, it doesn't. And you go on Bleacher Report and you see articles. I believe I have it somewhere in here. In my pile of shit. Of them just fucking... I believe I printed it out. Did I? I don't think I fucking did. But anyway, you had Bleacher Report saying all this great shit about the New Day, how they're the best tag team and the best heels in the company. Yet they won't talk about how Rollins is getting his ass kicked every fucking week. It just pisses me off how, Rollins is losing to Ambrose, getting his ass kicked, getting whatever, looking like a pussy. He's got fucking Kane. Fucking hit my hand on the chair. I'm so fucking pissed off. I gotta calm down here. But he's got fucking, this like 10,000 people on the Authority backing him up, and he still can't beat up anybody. He looks like a fucking jobber. He really does. And this really devalues the prestige of this championship. How can you take him seriously as a threat to Lesnar if he fucking can't even beat up, typical guys on the roster? This is pathetic. So there you go, people. Once again, Rollins gets his ass kicked. So I'm not happy with that ending. The ending fucking was stupid as shit. The match was boring as well. Why did I even get... I'm going to give that a 0.5 star out of 5. Change the rating for that last segment. A 0.5 star out of 5. And overall, I'm going to give this show 2.5 stars. I'll give it 2.75 out of 10 stars because there was 2 quality matches, in my opinion, with Big E and Cesaro, and also Cena and Neville. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review.